So here we're back in Oni, and we're going to be trying to, I want to show you guys a couple of tricks to find specific values, especially values that are displayed on screen. We're going to have to get the tutorial for that. We're going to be looking for using stuff like last value plus, last value minus, and using the constant flag. These are really simple, but they help expand when you think you can't find anything. You want to drill down to something specific without using the equals last value or not equals last value. Especially when you find those patterns in these games, it helps to, once you identify, oh, this is how this game records it, or oh, this game's in BCD or whatever, you'll be able to use those search features a lot easier. So we're just going to get past the tutorial, and this is going to be edited out. Here we're at a common scenario for a lot of games. Let's just find some ammo addresses. So first thing I want to do, I didn't cover this over in the last video, but we just want to set our search to system memory. This just makes sure it helps filter out some addresses that we're not going to use. New search, here we are. I'm going to put it at 16-bit just as a point of reference. This is just for visibility purposes. If I might have to go down for lower to 8-bit, just because I doubt ammo, it might not get higher than 255, which is the max value for a 8-bit number, which would be FF. Let's just see what happens here. Let's do fire a shot. So my ammo has gone down by 1 with this handy little UI. We're just going to say, in fact, we're just going to say it's less than last value. And we're just going to repeat that. So firing a shot, less than last value. Firing a shot, less than last value. And then now I'm not firing a shot because we're down to 553 addresses. I'm just going to change the filter to equals last value because I haven't changed anything from the last time I fired, right? So I'm just going to sit here and spam filter a lot. In fact, I'm going to put on continuous filter. I'm just not going to shoot, and I'm just going to move around. I'm not doing anything but changing coordinates, maybe moving the laser around, whatever else the game cares about. So now down to 80 addresses. That's pretty good. Now let's get something even further, more refined. So let's use last value minus. So what that means is usually we're indicating if things have changed or not changed with equals and not equal to, so the exclamation point equals. Let's go and head our filter to equals. So what is equal to last value? So my ammo has not changed. But now we're going to change our last value filter over here to last value minus. So what that's looking for is this saying, okay, everything that was equal to last value minus whatever I've entered in this box, into this text box here. So the value we want to look for, we're assuming, because every shot is a whole number, and when you shoot it once, it goes down by 1. So I've got 5 shots left. We're just going to say that when I fire a shot, the difference from last value to the new value is 1. You can write this in hexadecimal or decimal. I try to keep everything in hexadecimal just because it keeps my brain aligned in that way. So this 0x is, for the smaller numbers, is not needed, but I like to do it just to keep it consistent so I'm not confusing myself. So we're going to fire a shot. So now I'm down. I've subtracted what I'm assuming. I've subtracted 1 value from the total ammo count. So this ammo count was 5, and now it should be 4. And which means it was last value minus 1. Now we're down to less addresses. This is great. These values I almost guarantee are not it, but you never know. They might have something to do with it. We're going to do it again just to make sure. So I have not pressed filter once yet until I shoot. So now I'm down by 1 shot. So I'm going to do yet again. I'm filtering that is last value minus 1. Let's do it again. Excellent. We now have 2 values here. I'm not sure why we have 2 here. One might correspond to the graphics on screen, like there's 2 being fooled, and one might actually be the ammo value. We're going to test that by going to one of these values. Let's go to the first one. This is higher up than the other one, so it's represented first. You can even hover over, which is really cool. You can hover over a value and see current, last value, and initial. That's pretty neat. So when you have your initial shots, when I press new search, it has, all right, from the start of the filter, it was at 10. And let's see here, so we can confirm that that's good shots. So let's go to 3. So I'm going to the address and I'm hitting 3. You see, it's going right back to 2. So that makes me think that this first one might just be a display address, and this one. So now I've clicked the second one. Let's put that to 3, 4, 5. Cool. So and put it back down to 0. We have 0 shots now. What happens if I fire the gun and I have nice? Because the game detected that I had 0 shots, it spawned me ammo. We're just gonna put us back up here to 10 shots. We're just gonna add as a bookmark. I'm gonna look to in 32-bit just to see how this game handles this address, if it was gonna be 32 or not. And you see here, it's got in the weird kind of addresses in the middle. So 4 digits. So these 4 zeros are, sorry, 3 zeros and an A. That means that these other 4 zeros probably aren't affected by the ammo count. So if we go back down to 16-bit, we can see here it's spaced out this way. This pistol only carries 10 rounds, but so I'm not sure how it is, but I can fairly say that this is going to be a 16-bit address, and it will be pistol ammo. I also like to do the max value just as an example of this is how the game treats it. So anything over this for this value probably isn't a thing. I'm just going to publish that. So we also have local code notes now. So anything in red are things that haven't been posted to the server. So things that are local to your computer. So let's see, which is really handy if you're trying to troubleshoot and see if there's anything that it could be something or it could be something else. I always like to publish too because it saves it to the server so other devs, users, and players can see your code notes. So let's grab an ammo here. Let's grab a magazine, see if anything changes. I'm just looking over here in this portion just to see if there's anything else that changes while I'm adding this in. So we see now we've got 1 ammo blip. Let's do a different search here. So I'm doing a new search because I'm looking for a new value. I'm looking for this. It looks like this is our magazine count. So it was 0, and then it went to 1. So let's have, I'm going to assume that it's going to act the same as the other ammo count here. So right now, I've switched it over to a constant filter. It is equal to constant 0x1. So what that's saying is I'm now looking for something, for a value that is valued at 1, an address that is valued at 1, because that's presume what our ammo count is, or our magazine count. So we've got a lot of addresses. There's plenty of them. I'm just going to keep filtering because our ammo count over here, sorry, our magazine count has not increased. It is still 1. So I'm just going to continuous filter, move around a bit. When you have large amounts of addresses, especially when you get into these more complex systems, there are going to be a lot of addresses, and when you do continuous filter, it's going to slowly go down because it has to cycle through all the addresses all at once continuously. So it's trying to do it every frame, and it can't. So it's too much CPU power to do that. So it kind of muffles itself, its power, to do it at smaller intervals. Sorry, at larger intervals. So because of that, I'm just going to spam filter a lot until we get some lower addresses there. It didn't really happen that much, and that's okay. I'm going to make another save state here. I'm going to do Shift F5. So now I have a state before we have those ammo, those cartridges. I'm going to put my ammo down to 1, and I'm going to resave over the state that I just had, just because I want that ammo, those ammos to pop up. And in fact, I'm just going to save it at stage 3. I'm not worried about when they pop up. I just wanted to see when they're there. So we have our ammo here. Now, since we have loaded our new state, we see over here on our left of this UI, we don't have any magazines. So that constant has actually gone from 1. It should be 0 now. So I'm just going to do 0x0. I'm looking for the value that is 0, 0 right now. We've lowered plenty of addresses. I'm going to grab another ammo, a magazine here. So we've got 1, and then I'm going to do it again. Now we've got 2. So our constant now, it was 0 the last time we filtered, and now we have increased the value by 2. So we're going to do last value plus. Last value plus is similar to last value minus, but instead of decreasing, we're increasing. So what has changed since the last time we filtered? We have gone from 0 magazines to 2 magazines. So I'm going to say last value, which the last time we pressed filter was 0, to 2. Now we have these two addresses. And we see right there, that one just changed. So that red highlight, that means something that has, it means that it's an address value that has changed from the last time you filtered. So we're going to just, I don't even know what this is. I'm actually going to bookmark this because I don't know what that is. That was weird how it picked up at the same time. Looks like there's a lot of repeating values here too, so it could be something useless or useful. And here we have, which I am going to assume is our ammo count. It looks like the same thing when I go to 32-bit, it's 16-bit. Our max is 6. And publish that. So let's really you should be changing these addresses just to see the number go up before you publish anything, but you can always, it doesn't matter, you can always publish it, you know, make other edits and then publish it back again. It's okay.